Welcome everyone to another episode of Video Game Book Club. This time around, I am joined by Tailman and Nakuso. Say hello, say hi, say goodbye.
Hello.
All right, cool.
Hi there.
The game that we will be focusing on today is Back for Blood. The game was developed by Turtle Rock Studios, published by Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment, and released on October 12th, 2021. So before we even begin, just as a frame of reference, during our playthrough, we first played on veteran difficulty up until the start of Act 2, and then we had to drop it down to survivor difficulty because we kept getting destroyed.
Yeah, we did.
We'll talk a little bit more about it. I'm pretty sure someone's going to bring it up during this conversation, but it's just a little frame of reference. In addition, we also played and completed Back for Blood within the first 2 weeks it launched on Xbox Game Pass. So depending on when you're watching this, maybe some of the information might be irrelevant or maybe has changed over time, but just know that we played it around the time it launched. Okay, let's see here. So Back for Blood's official website describes the game as, quote, a thrilling cooperative first-person shooter from the creators of the critically acclaimed Left 4 Dead franchise. You are at the center of a war against the Ridden. These once human hosts of a deadly parasite have turned into terrifying creatures bent on devouring what remains of civilization. With humanity's extinction on the line, it is up to you and your friends to take the fight to the enemy, eradicate the Ridden, and reclaim the world. Oh my God. But that's how the website describes the game. How would everyone here describe the game? Question 1. How would you briefly describe the game to someone? So for me, I would say Back for Blood is a cooperative zombie shooter that lives in the shadows of Left 4 Dead. It tries to replicate what Left 4 Dead did great, but it doesn't appear to fully commit. Next.
Dude, if the idea of Left 4 Dead was Back for Blood, or no, if the idea of Left 4 Dead had came out today in today's climate in terms of the how shooters usually are nowadays.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
You're talking about, we have Doom Eternal, we have Apex Legends.
I meant, sorry, the lesser shooters.
Less quality shooters.
The ones with the microtransaction, the battle passes, as they're called. I'm gonna go on a rant, but I'm next.
All right.
Next.
Easy. 3 words. Discount Left 4 Dead.
That's a good one too.
Disrespect.
I should have said that.
Discount. Dude, this game isn't it like $70 or something? Like new?
No, it's free on.
Okay, I mean, if you buy it outside of Game Pass, isn't it like 60, 70?
It's like 7.
It's like 70, right? You're right. Fact check.
Back for Blood. I'm checking it right now.
Back, you need to find out price. Oh my God! Yeah, it's $60.
Amazon for PlayStation
really?
4, it's like $99.99.
All right.
What the frick?
Let me rephrase this.
Okay.
Left 4
It's
Dead.
a watered down Left 4 Dead.
But worse.
Left 4 Dead, but worse.
Yeah.
That's straight to the point. I like it.
Oh man.
And I'm finished.
Okay, question 2. How much experience do you have with the Left 4 Dead series? So, definitely a disgusting amount of experience. Like the Left 4 Dead series, if I'm being honest, is the sole reason why I bought an Xbox 360, why my cousins bought a 360. Yeah, like man, why my friends bought a 360. It's just like it was the reason, the carrying factor of why we even purchased that console. The entire series, beat every single campaign, beat every difficulty. I'm not sure about Tailman, but I know him and his sister Nengo joined me on a lot of these, but I was able to beat every difficulty, including expert and even expert realism.
I was surprised you did that. Like, dang, how much time do you have in your hands, dude? What are you trying to prove?
Dude, I just found the game is so fun, man.
It was fun. That's what that Back for Blood lacks.
So, get throwing shade. But it's funny because it's true. But yeah, every single achievement I was able to get, I think minus the DLC ones, because it kind of came after I stopped playing Left 4 Dead. But it was a simple game to pick up, tons of replayability, which is probably the reason why I just had to just 100% that game series. It was just so much fun, especially
The
with,
AI director carried it for sure.
Yeah, it was just so much fun to play with other people. But yeah, next.
Yeah, in terms of experience for Left 4 Dead, just like Tubby said, the reason why I even got, or why we even got an Xbox was just for that game, you know? And at the time, I had a severe fear of zombies, but that game sort of just helped me get over it because it just looked so fun. And just like Tubby, me and Nango did indeed try to do the campaigns on Expert, but either we just got too tired or we just we're just so beat out of it because of all the constant restarting from whether it be some BS situations like a tank spawning literally right outside the safe room at times. And then the birth of the infamous what was it? The shotgun demand sacrifice, where we deliberately kill one of ourselves with the shotgun at the front, and that would sometimes seem to actually make the game easier, so that became a thing. If we noticed we couldn't pass, all right, who's getting sacrificed? And then we also learned what was that? Sorry.
Oh, it's also funny because you know how I was mentioning that you guys would always start, you'd play the expert runs with me.
Yeah.
It's funny because like in the beginning we'd be so coordinated, like let's say beginning of the night, like 8 a.m. And then by the time we get to like maybe chapter 4, chapter 5 of each campaign, we start to hallucinate, start to get angry at each other.
Like that one time, when I forgot, somebody meleeed one of the lights in No Mercy, and I just started laughing for like 10 minutes straight for no reason. Dude. If I found that super funny, that's how bad it got.
It is like so great. Sleep deprived Left 4 Dead on Expert, good times.
God, the original Left 4 Dead on Xbox, and then going to PC. God, there's so many memories, and the mods for Left 4 Dead 2. Oh my goodness, dude! That game had no excuse with how much replayability. And then the movie poster theme, I love it. But yeah, for experience with the Left 4 Dead series, it's safe to say I've played it alongside with Toby and others for a fat minute. Like that was pretty much our summer for through high school and maybe a little bit into college. So definitely that game that I could probably pick up and play right now if I really wanted to. Because after this, I probably would. Next.
So I played the Left 4 Dead beta before it came out, the first one, and yeah, it was definitely the game that had the most uniqueness in terms of zombie shooters, especially at the time. And I think also at that time, it was like, of course, after like Left 4 Dead came out, so many games tried to like ride on the coattails of that series.
Yeah.
And playing through it with a couple of friends was like a blast. I remember doing like No Mercy in the beta, and the first level, like when you had to go like through the tunnel before you get to the safe room outside.
Oh, No Mercy.
Like,
yep.
The sewers.
I remember.
Yeah. I don't know why, but we could never get past that part. I think we were just bad. that game,
yes,
was a big change because also at that time, a lot of games, kind of like a little bit before that, started with Halo, switched to the whole, regenerating health. And this game actually had a health bar, so that was a different experience.
That really brought its own challenge. Like, all right, who needs health? Who's gray? Who needs the bills? Who's limping?
Yeah, I played like a few hundred hours into the first game, and yeah, for the second one, a little bit less, but I did play with you guys. That was mostly my experience with the second game. I never did realism.
Yep.
Oh yeah, a lot of mods.
Oh, you didn't do realism?
The amount of mods, dude.
I'm not a psychopath. I did do like I did do expert, but not realism.
Yeah, it's quite the experience.
I remember I had so many mods on my computer. At one point, my game just crashes upon loading, so I had to like physically go to the Steam Workshop and install so many.
Dude, the mods by themselves, it's just like that could be a video in its own right, just talking about that.
Yeah.
No, Left 4 Dead, it didn't start
the custom maps. Let's not forget the custom maps. The custom maps alone as well also added so much of like longevity to how long you can play that game.
Yeah, just the community overall has elongated the lifespan of this series, which is great. It's still fun to go back to.
Let's play some Left 4 Dead right now after this.
All right, let's just stop this recording. Let's just go Left 4 Dead.
They just
You just take away the Back for Blood gameplay. You just have Left 4 Dead gameplay.
Don't tempt me.
All right, future,
Who
you
knows?
put it here right now.
Maybe it's okay. Fine, I'm playing it right now. There it is. There's the gameplay. Boom. Left 4 Dead until the next question ends.
I'll finish.
Okay. Question 3. Do you think it's fair to compare this game to Left 4 Dead? Why or why not? I had to throw this question in here. And you know what? I think it's fair to compare this game to Left 4 Dead. And you know what? They started it, okay? They advertised it like Left 4 Dead. They kept throwing it out there that this game was made by the developers of Left 4 Dead. Even on the website, they just spammed the term Left 4 Dead on there. So, like, in essence, it is supposed to serve as the spiritual successor of Left 4 Dead. And you know what I say? If the developers are going to advertise this game as Left 4 Dead, freaking brand it as the next Left 4 Dead, then I think it's fair that it should be compared to Left 4 Dead next.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Tubby. The fact that they were, kind of not flexing.
Let's say it. You flexing?
Yeah, screw it. No, they were flexing. They were the OG, the OG, the original developers for the Left 4 Dead series, and then it's just like, yeah, this is the implied spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, and then you play it and you're just like, this was? Are you sure about that?
Sure.
Kind of rock what happens, but yeah, the moment they start putting it in your face, like from the original creators of Left 4 Dead, I'm gonna start comparing it to Left 4 Dead because they say, okay, we're the ones who made it originally, so let's see what you got.
Mm-hmm.
Before I think Steam or Valve took over development of Left 4 Dead and all that, but
right,
yeah,
took over.
Yeah, well, just to make it simply put, they just took over. Okay, I know there was
I don't know what they're doing with it, but they took over something.
Yeah, something. And then so if they're gonna tout that out, then yeah, of course, I think it's pretty much fair to compare Back for Blood to Left 4 Dead because they're saying the original creators, and they're saying it has all the similarities: 4-player co-op zombie shooter, and all that. So yeah, so that's why I'm so kind of, as you can tell, a little bit not as keen about it, considering what we went through in that game. But you know what? Yeah, I think it's fair to compare it to Left 4 Dead. That's all I'm going to say before I go on a tangent. Next.
So yeah, I agree with you both. And they also did this with a non-Left 4 Dead game, Evolve. They said for the creators of Left 4 Dead.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that game.
Oh yeah, they did advertise it that way, huh? When the creators of Left 4 Dead. Oh my god.
So they're gonna tout it like as a horde shooter with like.
Wait, let me guess. The Evolve logo probably has like a 4 in it or something.
Let me go.
That's it. Evolve like. Game cover. There's no way. Okay. No. I guess that wouldn't make any sense. The 4 couldn't be thrown in there. They do have. What's funny? The game cover of Evolve actually has a claw mark of the monster and has the number 4. It has like has 4 fingers.
They like the number 4 a lot, it seems. And remember, you can only play as 4 specialists.
Yeah.
I'm noticing a trend here.
What if Turtle Rock Studios is living too much in the past? We're trying to hold on to past glory.
I think so.
Okay. Anyways, go ahead, Nux.
Oh yeah. So from the creators, it makes sense that you would compare it, especially when it has some or a few. Actually, we don't even know how many of the original people from the Left 4 Dead team are actually there. For all we know, it could just be like one. The person who did like I don't know,
texture design for Pipe Bomb.
That's enough.
Like, I don't know how many people from the original team is on there, but I feel sorry that they had to. I don't know, for the whole. I mean, it's not like it's horrible. It's not like unplayable, but definitely it has a lot of similarities to the Left 4 Dead series, of course. And they really wanted to gain that popularity from their game, but for some reason, even with the community feedback, which they did take, there is some things they did change.
Yeah.
it's still weird that they. I mean, you don't. I know they don't want to make it exactly like Left 4 Dead, because I mean, if they wanted to make it exactly like Left 4 Dead, why would you just not play Left 4 Dead, right?
Yeah.
That's why they had like some changes on there, but a lot of the changes, which we'll probably go into, I'm sure someone's gonna mention some of the things, are quite sus. That's what I'm gonna say. Next.
Oh.
All right. Question 4. What are 2 things you liked about the game? So one thing I liked, this is, I kind of like cringe a little bit when I say it, but I do like the corruption card system. And the reason why I'm hesitant to say it is because if you think about it, the corruption card system. So I guess to start off, if you don't know what the corruption cards are, they kind of mix up the gameplay. Like sometimes, as you're playing through the campaigns, sometimes a corruption card will appear and it can alter the environment or how the zombies play out. Like for instance, you can have a corruption card that creates fog. You can have a corruption card that increases like zombies' health, like stuff like that. Just like think of them as like modifiers. The reason why I'm like kind of my eye twitches a little bit as I say it is because the corruption card system is essentially the mutation mode in Left 4 Dead, where they had those weekly events where they would have like mutations, right?
That's what I thought too. I was like,
No,
wait a minute,
it
this is
is.
their version of mutation mode.
So
Except it's not optional; it's part of the game.
yeah. So I mean, that's one of the things I liked about the game was they turned that into an actual feature. And it definitely does. I need to like make sure as I'm answering this question, I try to stay to the positives. So for this for this feature,
You got this.
yeah, dude, I'm like struggling so hard because I want to say stuff more about it, but I guess I'll do that in question 5. But
Yeah, just wait for 5.
in terms of the positives of the corruption cards, it's great because, like I did say, it does change up and vary the gameplay a lot more than the original Left 4 Dead. Like just having the fog, like we didn't think it would be such a big deal, but just adding fog in like certain levels makes it a huge difference of how you want to play that level. Like for instance,
Yeah, I actually like that.
Yeah,
That was actually, I did like that actually, and then how they would change how the Ridden would act or behave, and what you have to do to take
Mhm.
him out. You know, or if some of the special Ridden were armored or not. You know, it actually does add some dynamicness to the game in its own right, which I actually did enjoy a little. Yeah, I'll admit.
And then it gets even better when they have multiple corruption cards working together. Like for instance, if you have the fog, and then you have the corruption card that increases the amount of crows or birds in the level.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
And learning the birds.
just like those combination of cards just creates scenarios that are very unique and very different depending on each level you go to. Like if you have the fog card on top of the bird card in the forest level where it's already hard to see, it's just we disturbed so many birds while playing.
We all had our fair share of learning the horde.
Yeah, like at its peak, you know, when the corruption cards align, it just makes for some really interesting and unique gameplay experiences. But there's definitely things that I would like to talk about about the corruption cards, the negatives. But I'll elaborate that on the next question. But for now, yeah, that is one thing I liked about the game. Next.
Okay, so 2 things I liked about the game. Definitely the gunplay. You know, I really enjoyed the gunplay of the game. It definitely kind of added upon what Left 4 Dead had, and the customization that was also nice. The cool little feature you can do too. You know, throughout the campaign, if you're running one gun, or if you have a certain card set, running for that particular weapon type, then the attachments can help, bolster your abilities to some degree. While Left 4 Dead, the most you could do was either add a laser sight to improve your hip fire, or get the incendiary rounds you could pick up and deploy for your teammates. So the idea was there, and then they definitely expanded upon it in Back 4 Blood, and that was something I definitely did like. And then another thing I liked about the game.
Just go next. Remember, we're rotating.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, what are the things I didn't like?
Oh wait, no, Nuxa would be the next one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Okay, so then, okay, no, this is weird. I thought okay, so, okay, so I already said what I like, so I just say next.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, next.
Live recording, by the way. How's it going?
I'm good. I'm burping out.
Now you good.
I like the cutscenes between the acts. Those were cool. Next.
Jeez.
Whoa,
That's it. That's all.
It was like the equivalent of getting a participation award in a competition. You tried your best. Here you go. I can
All
just
right.
like feel the sassiness in that statement. I like the cutscenes.
You can see he's really digging in the bottom of the barrel for this.
Just say something. At least the cutscenes were well rendered.
Time I took the gameplay like stuff, so I was like, oh frick.
Okay. I mean,
It's
is there
alright.
anything
I like the-
specific?
All right, fine. I like that they did cutscenes between the acts on like Left 4 Dead, so it kind of gave the characters a little bit more development, even though it doesn't. Anyway, so I like I just like the idea of more cinematic interaction between finishing an act. I think it adds
Oh, to link it all
a
together.
little bit. Yeah, it like feels more like it's all linked in a cohesive story. While Left 4 Dead is a little bit more like you have to imagine what happens between, but in this one they kind of give you what they're going to pretty much be going or doing as they transition through the acts. So yeah, and I like how it has a conclusion and a final cutscene. It's pretty cool.
For now.
And
For now.
DLC.
Wait,
yeah,
Those are the DLC drops.
I'm really trying to drag this cutscene out, but I'm done. That's it.
All right.
All right. Fair enough. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, with Tailman talking about gunplay, I'm running out of things to say I like about the game. Wait. I still got something. So in my last one, I said the thing that I talked about that I liked, I said corruption cards. Now I'm just going to be talking about, the general cards.
This dude's trying.
Really stretching it out here. Okay,
Really
so now
here.
we're going to talk about the card system, the actual player cards. Similar to what like Tailman said earlier regarding the gunplay. At first I thought the card system wasn't that interesting, like it didn't really vary the gameplay a lot, but oddly enough, the further you get into the game and the more it mixes it up with the card system, like a lot of the unique abilities really start to show. Like one of the ones that I didn't think would be really strong was there's this melee card ability where I think it like decreases your stamina regeneration by like 90% or something, but every time you get a kill, it drastically increases your stamina regeneration. So like that's how, like, if you guys noticed, like as we kept playing, I was able to move a lot faster. Like I stopped getting slowed down. I was able to run ahead, and that's primarily because of that specific card. It's just
You remember in the beta when you just focus on nothing but stamina, just running around the whole map.
yeah, and that's what I thought. Like all the cards would just be modifiers, but no, there are some that actually change the way your character plays. Like there were even cards that added charged melee attacks. I mean, I honestly think that should have just been default, but what do I know? And like, Taman, I mean, you saw me, right? Like when I would do charge melee attacks, it would actually knock down the special.
You would go up to like one of those big guys, like, oh, he's gonna get wrecked. He knocks it down to the ground and just like pumps. I'm like, what the frick? And I'm here like trying to like contemplate it. He just won up that guy like nothing. He had like one of those like starter melee weapons.
Oh yeah, just
knocked
the
to the
default.
ground. Yeah, you're just standing here. I'm just like, bro, what kind of cards do you have?
Yeah, the card system really allows you to tweak and fine tune the type of gameplay experience you want, and I think that's like probably one of the more memorable things about the game.
It's like an RPG or something.
Yeah, but you like that? How the card system, I split it into two.
Yeah,
I can't think of anything else. That's why.
It's all right.
Oh my god! Next.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we're really trying to reach for what we like about this game.
I mean, if you can't think of anything, you can just say next.
Oh, jeez. No, no.
I like the ground texture.
I like.
I like the artwork of the car system.
There you go.
I like how you can customize your character.
Oh,
yeah,
there you go.
that's true.
Skins.
Even though we hardly did it, but you do have skins in this game, so
Maxa was rocking
nice.
those pajamas like the entire gameplay. So
It kind of was like he just got out of bed. Man, I gotta go save the world. Okay, yeah, customization was pretty cool. Not gonna lie, I do like the idea of skins, but then you could also do the same thing in Left 4 Dead with
Like-
mods. But that's just me.
oh.
Anyway, that's where I put a tangent next.
All right. Second thing I liked Hoffman. He had the best. He was the best character in that game just because of him being a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah,
The whole Area 52. How do we not know that there's other areas? Right? Where's
Yeah,
Area
I think he
0
says like
through
Area
51? Right?
51. I'm interested in areas 1 through 50.
Yeah.
That's
And it is like
great.
that's a good point there.
A smart divergent tactic. Oh no, what happened to Noxo? Hello?
Oh, I'm here. That's
oh,
it.
okay.
Wait, broadbanded.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, that you got way broadbanded.
Oh no. Sorry. I was
That's
like
it.
trying to think. Did I like anything
Is
else?
there anything else?
The characters were cool.
I like Hoffman. All right,
Hoffman
next.
was cool.
All right. Well, you're now on question 5. What are 2 things you did not like, and how would you improve it? Okay, I'm gonna try to like hyper focus on some very specific things, so it leaves some room for you guys to say stuff. So,
I have a lot of stuff.
oh, okay. So, whenever if I should do the card thing again. Nah, I'm gonna change it up.
It's all just about the cards.
It's all
That's
about
it.
the cards.
Good and bad.
Okay,
all good.
man, I have like such a huge list. I gotta pick like one. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go with. I'll say it. Difficulty scaling. I'll change it up in the cards.
Oh yes, the difficulty. Oh my gosh.
The difficulty scaling. So currently, at the time of this recording, at the time we played the game, there are 3 difficulties: Survivor, Veteran, and Nightmare. So by default, you would think that the middle difficulty, Veteran, would be considered normal, right? Easy,
Yeah.
normal, hard. So we played Veteran. We definitely struggled a little bit in Act 1, but for the most part, we got through it relatively unscathed. But the moment we went to Act 2 and we stayed on Veteran, we just got stomped so hard. Like it wasn't even funny. Like we would get past maybe one or I think the first 2 levels within Act 2. But then by the time we got to like the 3rd level within Act 2, like something just clicked and we just could not beat it at all. And the bad
It's like
thing,
we went from easy to like straight to expert or something. Like what the heck?
yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And we thought like maybe we're just bad at the game. But no, we've looked online. I've spoken to other people who've played the game, and no, there is definitely some type of weird difficulty scaling going on. So it's
even
oh, go ahead.
yeah, even in the beta there was that issue happening too.
Where like the difficulty was just everywhere.
Yeah, like some levels are easy and next thing you know they're just absurdly hard for no reason.
Yeah. By the way, what happened to your mic?
My mom is literally right next to me doing Zumba, and then like I'm afraid I was
Oh.
gonna pick it up on your end.
Nice. You should ask her
I'm
what she
like-
thinks about Back for Blood.
I'm trying to cover my mic so it doesn't pick up the background.
Oh, okay.
Mom, what do you think of Back for Blood? She just gave me a.
All right. That's,
Yeah, there you go.
that's a good response. But yeah, difficulty scaling all over the place. If anything, like a way to fix it, how would I improve it? Probably if they're going to stick with this difficulty scaling, maybe add another add a couple other difficulties between Survivor and Veteran and Nightmare. But honestly, they need to go back to the drawing board and like really look at difficulty scaling in general, because it was pretty bad.
It's pretty horrid.
Yeah.
Unless I guess it's a way to push for like, all right, you need to get more cards or something.
No, you know what? You know what's really bad is I feel bad for people who are playing this game solo, because
yeah.
oh my god, I can't even talk about that. That could be someone else's topic, because that can lead into its own discussion. But yeah, things I did not like: difficulty scaling. How would I improve it? Fix the difficulty scaling.
Yeah, the difficulty scaling was horrible.
But yeah, next.
Okay, well, you took one of the one I was gonna actually talk about, so I guess the only thing
sorry.
I can think about is why can't you remove your attachments off your guns if you wanted to switch them? Huh? What's up with that? Did you just super glue it on there and it's stuck, or what?
I don't know, man. That is kind of weird, huh?
You just,
want you to spend money.
Yeah, I think it's a way for them to make you spend money at the vendors and then like do all that. But still, you could if you put them on, you should be able to take them off and not be permanently attached to the gun in question, you know? But I guess they that's their way of saying, hey, if you're gonna stick with this gun, you might as well stick with it, even though the other gun you're trying to pick up is like a higher tier color or something, like rarer.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it was annoying.
It's just,
Like, 'cause
it's
I
just
had, like, a
inconsistent
starter
though,
shotgun.
right? Because you can remove your, you can take out your ammo. You can actually give the other person money. I think you can
Yeah.
also drop equipment, or am I wrong on that?
I'm
one?
not too sure about the equipment, but you can drop ammo and all that, like you mentioned, and, and all that, and cash. But as for dropping attachments and equipment, I'm not too sure. But still, it's weird that you can't even just drop an attachment in case you want to switch it over. I guess I don't know, because I don't want to run the whole campaign with the starter shotgun that has like all the best attachments on it, which I had to do once. That was not fun. Anyways, that's one of the gunplay aspects I don't like. But yeah, next.
This is easy. This is too easy. The AI.
There you go.
Now,
Thank you.
you think Left 4 Dead had bad AI in the first one? No, second one, my bad.
One,
Second, the first one had actually good AI. Second one,
You think that was bad? This is
This
worse.
is a new level.
They're like
One.
always phasing it out of existence.
Angelo like the jitter. You get stuck on stuff. And they usually don't pick you up if they're like an enemy is nearby. They like try to revive you, then they shoot the enemy. Then it kind of goes back and forth. At least that's been my experience. And this is just the survivor AI. Let me get started on the
here we go.
walkers, the infected of this game. So this AI, what I don't know what were they thinking with the ones on the wall that instantly have like 5 frames of animation and jump on you when you get close to them. And you know what? You may be thinking you might have been playing this game, and anyone who's listening to this, you know, you could just like look at them, you know. And eventually we started to detect them, but then I found out that you could be like in a shed, and if one is like in proximity of the shed, you can still get like attacked.
Because clipped to the wall or something.
Yeah.
We saw it once. I was like, what the
Like,
heck? What?
He was like, Tubby told me like the one infected or something hit like a wall and died or something.
Yeah.
Like a shed wall or like a something got stuck. I was like, how is that possible? We're behind that wall. And then oh my god! I don't even know what the infected tall boys, or that's a nickname or whatever.
Yeah.
They're kind of like the Charger, except not cool. I mean, they just grab you and like keep you there, but I don't know. It's like their knockback isn't as impactful. Then it's like the AI. The director sends a lot of enemies all at once. And it really makes like the special infected, the AI, not as unique as Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, they just feel like a common enemy, really, at this point. I feel like mutation cards or the what was it? What were they called? Corruption cards were just their way of trying to make a AI director. Just not being as open about it.
And then you have the whole issue of what's the giant enemy who chases you through the map?
Ogre.
Shrek. Oh, Ogre.
Oh, Shrek.
That enemy, you can like cheese it and hide in like buildings, and it can like try and get you, but you can just like shoot it from outside. It'd been cool if they had it. Okay, I'm not gonna get to like this. Okay, I'm getting off topic, but
no, I did that. I have done that where I hid in a shed, and I just kept shooting it until it died. Like I 1v1 the ogre.
you can like destroy environments. it would be cool. So you can't just like cheese it or
That would
something.
be
Yeah.
amazing to see, actually.
And then eventually, it, like if you're like hiding, it just goes away because it can't attack you.
It can't reach you.
That's like the game's way of okay. Well, I tried.
I know. It's just how you think, like with something as big as the ogre, like in the back of your mind, you're like, man, there's no way they can mess this up. Giant, tall, menacing. This guy's freaking scary. But yeah, the thing that stops him is, oh yeah, my big arm can't reach to this tiny house.
Yeah, yeah. If you're in the way, he can grab you. But if you're on the side, you're pretty much fine. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's like it's trying to have that impact and that create that fear that a tank brings when it comes out. But that ogre, dude, just what, a lot of it comes down to gameplay bugs too. It just renders it kind of useless. It's just so limited at what it can do. It kind of becomes an afterthought than more than anything.
Yeah, it's more like an annoyance. Like, all right, we gotta keep moving, but it's not like, oh, we gotta run like a tank. He can follow you wherever you go. It's like, oh shoot.
You have the spitter equivalent that pretty much instantly like gets someone.
Oh, I looked that up. That's called the stinger.
Oh, sorry.
I thought they were called
stinger
for some reason.
Stinger. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, those. And yeah, basically all the AI is like Left 4 Dead, and if walkers are like Left 4 Dead, it's not good, pretty much.
It's the reject gang. The rejected ideas of Left 4 Dead.
You know what's funny? I feel like the one of them, what they call the snitcher or something, the one that like screams. They were I believe they were somewhat based off a cut enemy from the original Left 4 Dead draft, where there was an enemy, if you don't kill it in time, it'll screech and it'll bring a horde to you.
I didn't mind that one. That one I actually didn't mind. I like that idea of having to kill that like quickly.
Yeah, but in this case,
fine.
I think in this game you have to sneak around it instead. If you shoot,
Yeah, add a little bit of stealth. You know what? It's kind of like The Witch.
No, which
yeah, The Witch,
except way worse.
But wasn't there like a Witch equivalent? Was something else.
No,
The Witch was a boomer.
No,
there was not. There's a reason why they didn't include it in the original Left 4 Dead. It just didn't mesh well with the gameplay. Like it just changed the flow of the game. Because when you think about it, what's that called? The snitcher? It's like the way to combat it is either you avoid detection, which who knows what that means, because we've literally snuck past the snitcher just by crouching, right? Just walking past it, even though it can easily see us. But then other times we do the same thing and it still spots us. So it's like, what is the counterplay to this thing?
Yeah, you had to be like a mile away from it in order for it to count as you sneaking away through it or something.
Or if you try shooting it, it doesn't have like, sometimes it can take more shots than you would expect. So you shoot at it, it still snitches on you.
So either way, it's you're in trouble either way you do. It's like, come on.
You do or you don't. Either way, it's snitching on you. Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay. God, there's like so many things. One other thing I did not like. Okay. I'm gonna roll off of what Nox was saying about the special infected. Because the special infected, let's be real here, is the heart of Left 4 Dead, right? So
yeah, in a way.
In essence, they should also be the heart of Back 4 Blood. Like, because that's what will stick with a lot of people when they're playing these games. The special infected themselves, a big part of the reason why we overall did not like them is because it became a long running joke, but the idea of counterplay with the special infected. Like for instance, in Left 4 Dead, right, you had enemies like the smoker, where it would grab a player, but you still had time to actually react, and you had time to figure out whether or not you want to shoot the tongue or kill the smoker. Like you can determine it. Or the hunter, it probably has one of the loudest animations because it's like the moment it starts to pounce, showing it's about to attack, the growling is incredibly loud, and even if it pounces, you can still melee it and stop it in midair.
Yeah,
right.
You have a chance to react and not get pinned.
Like another example, Charger. When he's able to pin you, but before he does the charge, he makes an incredibly loud noise, and his movement is restricted to only one direction. He can't turn. So that one's also easy to counterplay. You just step to the side.
Yeah, I hope you don't get hit by the weird hitbox at times.
But then, like, in the special infected here, there is either a lack of counterplay, kind of like what Naxo was talking about with the stinger, where it just literally has to, like, just in a few frames, it can just hit you from a distance, and then you're stuck. You get you can't move at all. Or the special infected, they just don't play off of each other, right? Like, it just, these special infected are, I keep calling them special infected. They're technically called ridden. I think it's ridden.
Ridden, I think.
Yeah. These special ridden, they just don't play off of each other. They don't encourage.
They don't have no synergy.
Yeah,
They're just there.
There's no synergy. They're just there, and they don't really allow players to have to actually help each other.
Yeah, because in like Left 4 Dead, if someone's getting pulled by a smoker, you can either spitter acid at them, or be a boomer and boomer on them, and then you have so many options for dynamic altercations. Or heck, you can have someone pounce the person that's next to them trying to get them off, and then someone smokes that other person, and then there's like two people pinned. There's so many ways you can combo the attacks together to make a team wipe or something.
Yeah, it's like the lack of synergy is what really messes up the special ridden. Like, they're all
most of the ridden have just like a grab.
That is true.
You notice that?
Yeah.
They don't have they grab you. And that's except for the boomer equivalent. That one is more like a spitter and a boomer combined.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think every other enemy literally just like stuns you, like, and that's it. Not like the jockey where it can be dragged or
controlled.
Yeah, or the freaking spitter where it slows you and deals damage. So like the synergy you were talking about, get the jockey, get the spitter, have them like be controlled. Someone tries to turn around with them, then someone uses the smoker to grab that person while they're like being distracted. It's like that's what made it so much fun in Left 4 Dead. This like it really made like both sides being the team that's infected in PvP or being the team, the survivors. Like each role was fun. And to be fair, we did not play.
Yep, we did not.
The multiplayer mode in Back 4 Blood, so I'm not sure how it would be if we actually did. So I'm just gonna put that out there.
But still, mechanic wise, though, like we saw them enough to be like, oh, most of these are just damage based, special. What are these called? Ridden. They don't. They just don't, like we said before. They just don't synergize with each other, and they just seem to be out for themselves. They don't want to work together. I don't know what it is. So yeah,
they want to do their own thing, and then there's no teamwork, potential teamwork between them.
In conclusion, like we said before, these special ridden, they are the rejected ideas of Left 4 Dead that didn't make it into that game. So instead, they put it into this game. Yeah, exactly.
There's a reason why they were rejected. They don't have any synergy, and yet, all right, let's see if we can use them. And then look at that. Look what happened. Look at you. Look at you done. Yeah, you done this to yourself.
Exactly. Next, I'm done.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what else to go into. Apart from the weapon customization not working properly, I don't know any other thing that because you all already mentioned other ones I had in mind, the absurd difficulty tweaks or ramping, no synergy between the infected themselves.
Like all the major ones.
Okay, you know what? Okay, I think I just made one up.
Okay, I just made one up.
Yeah, that's all right. No, I think I know one.
Okay.
The fact that there's, how in Left 4 Dead, what I loved about Left 4 Dead? They all have iconic jingles for the special infected, right?
There you go.
They don't have any of that in Back 4 Blood, so you don't know if they're coming or not. And sure, you can play enough and recognize, okay, that growl, okay, that's probably a hawker or a spitter.
I never noticed that. I remember.
Yeah,
the smoker like coughs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but not only that, but they have like little jingle cues, like dun 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 dun. Oh, it's a boomer.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Oh, there's a hunter around.
I didn't know. They actually have jingles?
Yeah, and Left 4 Dead, they always had jingles in this saying, oh, okay, there's a special infected here. Or if you hear like the there's like, oh, there's a spitter around, or something.
Yeah,
like give you a little hints up.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that annoyed me because you just be chilling, walking. Next thing you know, you just get like trapped out of nowhere because you don't know there was a special infected there. Like, what a cheap shot, you know? At least in Left 4 Dead, they get you a heads up. So if you get caught or pinned, you had, a fair chance to look around and prep yourself, but you didn't. So, there's a difference. I was like, okay, that's my bad. I didn't. Here in Back 4 Blood, it just happens, and you don't have. It feels kind of cheap that don't have a way to fight back on top of the whole counterplay thing. So it's just like sometimes it just feels like cheap shots after cheap shot, and then you die, and then you restart, and then you lose like one retry. It's like even that's annoying. I don't know why they have the retry system. That was a mutation.
Oh my god! I should have talked about that. Oh, well, that's okay.
Okay, but anyway, before I go on a tangent, they should have had a lot more quality of life changes. Give us heads up that there's an actual special infected ridden.
No, you are 100% on point here. Like the sound design. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I didn't think about that, the little jingle stuff, just like the small things like that in terms of sound design, it makes such a huge difference of how
you don't really because it's so minor and subconscious. But then when you're playing, it's that subconsciousness, and when you hear that familiar 3-tone jingle, 4-tone, whatever, you're like, oh, okay, there's a splitter, a boomer, and then a hunter around. Watch out, or there's a charger and a witch. Even the witch had her own little.
That's great though, because it's like they can reinforce the attributes that make these special infected special by hitting you not only visually with visual cues but also with audio cues, and that's exactly what this game was missing. So
yeah, because you have no heads up,
So good thing you added that. I didn't even think about that.
because I remember that was one of my initial complaints about the game is that there's no heads up. Like, okay, there's all these special infected waiting. You just go into it blind, and next thing you know, 3 people are pinned and one's dead. I'm like, what happened? That's my minor. That's one of my other complaints. Apart from the customization, is the sound design could use a little work. Like, just even a little cue would help make things a lot easier.
Yeah.
But there you go. That's all I'm going to go into before I go into other tangents. Next.
All right, man. I have a lot about. I mean, I could. This could be a whole video.
We could go another round. We could go another set of complaints.
Boy, what to pick? I have a list. Let's go with. Let's see. What's important?
I mean, I got map design. I got the run system itself.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't like. Yeah, and then the health system.
We'll let Narciso pick. Pick your poison.
Pick what you want. Your last one.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I feel like it's best to talk about the map, like the level design.
Okay.
That's a pretty big one. Imagine No Mercy.
Okay.
Imagine Hard Rain.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine those concepts, but worse. That's what basically.
Okay, I'm going to say this right now. I can remember every single segment of all the Left 4 Dead campaigns because they were just that memorable. They were just so nice and cool. They all have their unique themes to them, and they fit the environment well. And Back 4 Blood, it just feels like you're just going through a generic.
Yeah. Hold up, Tim, man. But we gotta let Narciso. This is.
I'm sorry. I'm just like.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot you want to bash on. But
all right. I want to say.
You gotta let Narciso go ahead and start it up.
So what the level design? It's it gets pretty good when you get to the third act, and then the final level.
It does. It does.
Well, I mean.
Considering it's Back 4 Blood.
Mostly it has to do with the objectives. They're not as good as they are in Left 4 Dead. So a lot of this turns into some of the objectives that repeat over the course of the game, like destroying these tentacle. I forgot what the objective was, but we had to do it like 5 times.
The nest, I think.
Yeah, the nest throughout the whole campaign. And it's like just finding these tentacles. And at first, it was like, "Wow, that's actually pretty cool."
This is unique. This is different.
You get old fast.
That was like, "Wow." You had to do it again, and then again. And I was like, "All right, they surely can't have this in the last." Oh, okay, I guess they do.
That's pretty much it.
I was like, some of the scenery, when we got to the third act, like all the bodies, which was actually pretty morbid.
Yeah.
It's like in that giant canyon that we go through, and it's pretty cool. You know, there's also some callback to the Hard Rain. Or I forgot what's the campaign called for that. The Swamp one.
Swamp Fever.
Swamp Fever.
Yeah, Swamp Fever. It was some pretty cool stuff like, you know, floods and stuff. And there was some rain in there. It was kind of weird with the consistency of the level. Like in some parts you could run through the water, and at other points you would slow down, even though you're in the same amount of water that you ran through previously in the act. So I don't understand how that happens.
Yeah.
And wow, oh my god, okay. And
you know what?
The finales. It's the finales.
Finales.
Oh my add to the map design because not only a couple you have to escape like the first act, and I think the little is that it?
I think so.
Is that it? Is the only escape one?
The music?
One you had to get on the boat?
Which one?
No, there's on the music.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was like
the record player.
What?
Oh, you talking about?
Yeah, that was cool.
Like, okay, that one actually felt the closest to anything Left 4 Dead. That's it.
Yeah,
the music reminded me of Dark Carnival, the finale.
Yeah.
So things that I would improve with the level design.
Everything.
Is
all of it.
I like the idea of the jukebox of music playing for a finale. So why couldn't they just do that for everyone? Like have a jukebox start and then have like a objective to do, so you have some music to play through while you're actually going through. Because it gets you pumped up for the finale, and it makes sense to have that. So I think that would be something cool. Some of the way the levels are structured and the objectives that pop on your map, or should I say, doesn't pop up on your map for some reason in like half of the campaign, it's really hard to tell where you have to go. Like, yeah, you can like look around, but a lot of the environments are also structured so they look the same. Yeah. They don't have really that much clear indicators, that much of how to proceed throughout the level. Like sometimes there's color coded stuff like yellow or red, but it's not consistent enough throughout all the levels. And just the way that it feels to run through the levels, it doesn't feel as crisp as Left 4 Dead, where it feels like you can just not stop, keep moving. You don't really have to stop. In this one, the way I guess it's designed, you want to stop and like defend yourself. And this, wow, this is like this is a combo. All right, want to keep going?
All right, keep going.
That would go with Tubby and Tellman. These they told me that in World War Z, this also ties into like the infected, the common. There's like not a lot.
There isn't.
No, there isn't. Like even Left 4 Dead at the time was able to push more, more on-screen infected than Back 4 Blood.
The thing though is like we don't even know if that's due to the difficulty you're playing on, or if that's just because of the game itself.
Like engine limitations. Because,
No, I mean like remember how we're playing on not Veteran but Survivor, the first difficulty. Like maybe that's like how it was, but we'll be honest. After we finish the entire game, we kind of just stopped playing.
Yeah, and there's one thing I don't. And then the sad part is that Left 4 Dead 2 had a better mechanic for like gore system than this game. Like the pipe bomb makes like mini chunks. No, you just got a red mist. Yeah. Left 4 Dead 2, you can see arms and legs flying about, torsos. Like, yeah, that's what you want when you're killing infected. Here, it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more we can say. I do want to add on to what Noxo was saying about the map design, because this is a really big one. I think deserves a lot of attention. Like what Noxo was saying is like the maps themselves, this was their moment to create really memorable map locations, right? And you would think that with their experience with Left 4 Dead 2 especially, they would be able to build upon that. Like Left 4 Dead 2 was so varied in how the maps played out, and they all offered such different experiences. Like when you think about it, right? Dark Carnival, going through the entire carnival, that's amazing. Going through the carnival and going to a finale that had a specific band that was mentioned throughout the entire campaign.
Midnight Riders.
And to finally hear their song being played. And then on top of that, when the tank appears, it plays boss music inspired by the Midnight Riders. It's
Dude,
like,
that was like such a cool detail.
Dude, just like that's the campaign I always like tell people about to show like how amazing Left 4 Dead was. It's just like they give you a little bit, they add another layer of it, and just when you think you've seen everything in that level, they add another layer. So it's
and it
like,
helps. Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah. And it helps that some of the characters actually know the band, so they're like super stoked and like occasionally singing it, or humming, and they're talking about like it really kind of in a weird way kind of grounds them even more. Like in this universe, they're just like any other person who's heard of the band and fan of them, but now they're stuck in the situation. And Back 4 Blood, the characters feel like they're just there, you know,
they just exist.
Like, they just exist, yeah. But then in Left 4 Dead, they talk about stuff they did prior. They talk about stories. It sort of helps like ground the characters. And make them more
talk about that in Back 4 Blood. They did. I remember like my character talking about stuff that happened, or Tubby's character about
that is true, but
Holly's sister, I think.
I guess it's not as to the extent as in Left 4 Dead. Like I guess I don't know. Like I don't know, something about Left 4 Dead characters. They just much more memorable to me than in Back 4 Blood.
Nostalgia.
Maybe it is. Maybe I have rose-tinted glasses on. I don't know, but
the thing though is like with these maps, right? Especially the Back 4 Blood ones, what it's really lacking are these major points of interest. Like if you grab a campaign from Left 4 Dead, any of the Left 4 Dead campaigns, there's always something specific and memorable about each one or each section.
Each one had a
like I'll say Hard Rain. Some people will say, oh, the part when you're returning, like the actual rain aesthetic, like that was memorable, or the whole the crops, running through the crops and not being able to see anything.
Dude, that was
and hoping everyone can get through and get to the gas station, like stuff like that. Or Dark Carnival, the roller coaster. It's just like those major key points, and on top of it, amplifying it with a horde. It's just like it was missing that in this game. Because it just got to a point in Back 4 Blood where we were just running through levels, and then we're like, oh, it's done? Okay, that's cool. Next level.
Yeah, it just happens with many set pieces, right?
Yeah, those key moments. But man, maybe you should just make a video Left 4 Dead. Why is it so good?
Yeah, because the thing about Left 4 Dead, all the Left 4 Dead games, they have like that thematic, movie thematic feel to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out you could actually, off topic, I admit, you could actually buy the posters from the games in real life, but not anymore. I didn't know that at the time. Yeah, you can actually buy the actual posters from the Valve store, but apparently it's not around anymore, so rest in peace. But yeah, anyways. Rest in peace to the Valve store.
Aftermarket sale.
eBay. But yeah, they always had the theme that, and at the end, reinforced what that whole level was about,
Yeah.
So that was, and then of course the puns. You must be this tall to die. Prizes are the only things getting slashed. I love that part too. Anyways, yeah.
And then freaking themed tank music based on which campaign you're going to. So every time it shows up, it'll play that campaign specific version of the tank theme.
Yeah, they didn't have to do that.
God, that sound design is huge. Maybe you know what? Maybe the sound design people from Left 4 Dead didn't make it here.
No, maybe they stayed behind and worked for Valve.
But yeah, that's all on that one. I mean, we could keep going. We could probably freaking talk an hour about what's wrong with this game, but we'll keep moving on. Were you done, Nuxo?
No, I'm just joking.
I was like, we're just going on a tangent on this thing.
No, I could go, but I don't want to drag on too much.
Okay.
What?
No, go ahead.
One last thing. Why can't you take a break in the game? Anyways.
Oh yeah, you can't go idle in the game, by the way. The moment you
Whoa. We all said it. What? Although that would have been good under accessibility options.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of stuff like. Okay, no, I'm not.
Go. Are we doing a round two? Are we going for three things?
Right,
all right. Okay, wait. I guess we'll call it good for that one then. Nuxley, your original, the map design. All right, fine. Round 3. We're changing the question. We do what we like. This question has went from 2 things you don't like to 3 things. Okay, we're going to another set. Another thing I did not like about the game, and it's strange because in theory it sounds so cool, and it's the entire run system. right? So
Yeah.
in Back for Blood, when you start a run, you can continuously keep playing, and then they'll keep adding mutations and all your player cards, and they just keep stacking on each other as you're playing through the campaign. What we found out as we kept playing was there's no purpose behind it. Creating these runs, like there's no reward value to it. There's no reason to.
No incentive.
There's no incentive to do it. It's like what's the point of it? In fact, it got to a point where we would actually purposely stop runs because we were done for the night, and we would just start a new run and just start from there and just be able to pick our cards again. It's like there's nothing to really incentivize you, to do a full run through. It's just the idea is cool, but it was implemented so horribly. Like we were talking about it, and we were thinking, wouldn't it be cool if you could start a run from the beginning, and then it'll keep adding all the mutations together? So then by the end, it becomes like a really difficult, ungodly experience, but at least it'll be memorable. But no, at the end of each act, it resets everything. So it's like, what's the purpose of the run system? There isn't any. So that's my thing, quick and simple. I don't like the run system. They need to rework it. But at the same time, that goes back into the whole balancing aspect. There's just a lot of problems with this game, man. Okay. So, the run system, fix it up, incentivize the players some more, maybe give them more rewards for doing it, maybe give them run-specific rewards, like if you complete a full run-through from beginning to end of the entire game, maybe you unlock a skin, a weapon skin, I don't know. Give us something. Make us want to actually complete and commit full runs next.
Okay, I guess another thing I don't like about this game that I have already haven't unintentionally gone on tangents about, I guess it's not memorable at all. It's just like, at least like how in Left 4 Dead you can easily list out many memorable things. The only thing I remember about this game is the card system, and I don't even like the card system at times. I feel like, I don't know, it has its moments, but I don't know.
It's not memorable.
It's just not memorable. Like because I really want to like this game because I'm a fan. I'm a sucker for horde, based, co-op zombie shooters, but it's just so, I don't know. It's just bland.
Dang.
Like, I really want to like this game. I was actually hyped because, it was like another Left 4 Dead-esque type experience. But when I'm playing it, it felt like something was missing. It just didn't have that. It didn't scratch that itch I was looking forward to scratch,
No, I get it. I mean, a couple years from now, people aren't going to remember this game. Like,
I remember when we first started this game, I had to add a 9 because we were like, wow, they changed so much. You actually listen. There's like the more you play, the lower the score goes.
Yeah, that's true. This is why we have to complete the games.
Yeah, and then I also believe they just reused some of the missions from the beta, but then scattered them just enough to where I guess some wouldn't realize it. But I was able to instantly recognize, this level was from the beta or something. Like, I don't know, maybe that's normal, but I don't know. Sometimes it feels like they were using a lot of stuff too.
To be fair, they have, in all honesty, they have made some great improvements to the game since because we played it not only in the first beta. We played it on the original beta.
Yeah, the original.
When they first announced it, I think during Game Awards. I think that's when they announced it.
Like, remember when you moved so slow and you took so much damage and you couldn't even when you were running, quote unquote, for like a slight brisk jog.
Yeah.
And now they changed it to where you feel like you're actually running through. I'll give them that. They actually did listen, but there's a lot more to change. But yeah,
this game just needs more time in the oven.
it kind of does.
They delayed it for a long time. Well, it was supposed to come out what? Was it like winter?
Like earlier this year, right?
Yeah, then it got delayed. And then to like summer. Then I think it got delayed again to October. It got delayed like a lot, and it still needed a lot of work. They need to buy another year.
Okay, they need to scrap this cake, bake a new one. They gotta repair it. Oh man,
this game has it has
glimpses.
It has the idea, but it doesn't have the soul of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, but okay, yeah, man, is that your one thing? One thing you did not like? It was not memorable. Oh, hello, yeah, man.
Oh, hello. Sorry, I accidentally forgot to unmute my mic. Yeah, it just didn't leave me fulfilled. Like I just felt like I just played a game just to play and not want to play it. Because I don't know.
Okay,
It's just hard to describe what I'm feeling about this game. Like I want to like it, but
it's
there's
okay.
just so many things with
you
it.
can describe it in question 6 when I forget through Noxo's next thing you did
Okay,
not like.
I'm done. I'm done anyway. So.
Okay.
So want to be simple. Second thing, third thing. Wow, jeez, is the accessibility options within the game, and this mostly goes into things that we kind of briefly talked about earlier, such as if you have to go AFK, you can't just go AFK. You have to
Yeah.
I mean, eventually, I think it's like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
The character goes AFK, so if someone has to use the bathroom. Tough luck. Keep playing.
Yeah, and doesn't it kick me out of the game too? Like I have to rejoin.
Oh, did you actually
Or
have to
maybe that
rejoin?
was just Game Pass having issues. I don't know. One of those two.
No, it actually kicked you if you were too AFK for a while. It says
You're
kicked out
too
because of.
AFK. You need
Yeah.
to experience and enjoy our game. No bathroom breaks for you.
No, exactly. That's what happened. And then it's like, so
Oh,
yeah,
my
it
God.
got pretty bad at times, especially when
Not
we
being able to switch the difficulty.
midway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you
within
lock
the
in the
level.
run, it's locked in and all that.
I mean,
It's
it's
like,
supposed to
really
tie into the whole run idea, but the run idea was
not that great.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to just have more options, more voting options. Maybe change, restart the map again instead of having to die or going to the previous level if you
Get rid of
want
that
to play
live
it.
system.
The what system?
The live system? How many retries you got?
Oh, yeah.
Well, why is that a thing?
I don't know. It's weird. I kind of like it because it forces you to be serious, more serious and focused.
Mm-hmm.
But the way the game is designed makes it not fun.
No, but that's what. But that's what I kind of liked about Left 4 Dead. You can screw around and then not worry too much because it never hurts to just mess about and just sometimes have an impromptu deathmatch fight in between safe houses. But I guess it's
I
just
forgot. Yeah, you can
sit on expert. Next thing you know, you're playing Last
I
Man
forgot we used
Standing.
to do that. Yeah,
Well, because we get bored,
I
and then
forgot about that.
yeah, and then next thing you know, we complete the mission like normal. It's like there's no room to mess around. That's the problem. It's too serious for what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the run
It's
system,
super serious.
run system's trash.
Oh, dang. What the heck?
All right, he said it. I mean,
I'm gonna live by that. There is no purpose of that run system. It is just what's the point? What's the point of it?
There's a point.
What?
you just have to find it
cards.
first.
You just
To
have
use
to
cards.
figure it out. The cards. Yeah, that's true.
They tied in a lot of the gameplay to the cards, which may or may not have been a good idea. Maybe they should have just did a corruption cards, focus on more unique corruption cards, and just kept the other cards out of the.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. Have the corruption cards, still randomize. What and what you said, they should have had it where your set of cards, they should just allow you to pick and choose which card you want to take with you. Just have them all available, so you as a player can make adjustments based off where you are. If they're gonna give us this much freedom, why the heck are they locking down the freedom with RNG? It's just just pick what you want. Do you want this thing to be fully RNG'd, or do you want the players to have choices and the ability to adapt? It's just it doesn't know what it wants to do.
Exactly. It's just
That's the problem.
Some of the cards, maybe just deleted most of them and made it more unique to changes. How you said how you have a additional melee attack with your heavy.
Mm-hmm.
This give you more options in terms of making your each character unique. I like the idea of the cards, but I feel like a lot of them are stat based instead of actually changing your character. Maybe just give each character like their own specialty. I mean, it's cool that you can like switch and all, and some of the characters have traits and stuff like their passives, but they could have played more into that with giving each card system like unique to that character. So like for Tubby,
that's true.
you're the melee, so you have like maybe different combinations of melee attacks. You know, like in Shadow Warrior, you know how you have different like back attack,
like a spin
like
attack
forward.
or something.
Yeah, you have like different combos you can do. Like there's like definitely a lot of stuff they could have did, you know, with the sniper class for that one. Like yeah, you have like you're really slow, but you're like the best at taking out the special infected because you deal the most damage.
Yeah.
You know, like Hoffman. What was Hoffman's specialty, Tillman?
He could drop a supply pack.
He's the ammo guy.
Yeah, he's basically the pack mule.
Yeah, how about instead of like he's like all like ammo based and like you can have different rounds to give to people, like different elements to make it fun.
Yeah.
You know, like that.
No, you're right. Just freaking mix it up a little bit. Loosen up a little bit.
Like I notice this in a lot of games. I don't like when they have stat increases, like mostly everything is just like a stat padding instead of making a unique ability for that specific character or whatever that you're playing through. Like, yeah, I mean, I can see some of it because it needs some padding. It can have like everything. But yeah, I would just say I don't know how I got from my original take from the accessibility options to this, but yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we beat this game into the ground.
We need to get to the score. At the rate we're going at, we're gonna give this thing a 0.
I think I might be reevaluating my score.
Literally, and that is why I had you submit your score to me before we started.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure my initial score probably went down like a few points.
Yeah,
I'll be real.
Oh my god. Go. Question 6. What is your final verdict and final rating from 0 to 10 using a 0.5 scale? All right. Oh, here we go. So, Back 4 Blood attempts to go beyond and improve upon, the Left 4 Dead formula. Like, it tries to introduce a few new game mechanics, such as the card system, corruption cards, weapon mods, etc. The whole run system, which I still think is pretty pointless. But and while like the new game mechanics do offer a fresh perspective on the whole zombie shooter formula, it just seems like it lost many things along the way that made the Left 4 Dead series great. Kind of like what Tailman was saying earlier.
It lost the plot.
it lost a lot. It lost. The gameplay needs to be tightened. The map design needs to improve. Special infected need to have more of an identity.
Yeah.
It's like the game isn't, don't get us wrong, the game isn't terrible, but it definitely needs more polish. Like it tries to copy and one up the Left 4 Dead formula, but in doing so it just starts to lose its own identity of what it wants to be. Yeah. So I was bouncing back and forth between a 7 or 7.5 or even a 6.5. But due to the amount of bugs that were encountered and just the terrible AI just really killed it for me. So at the most, I can give Back 4 Blood a 7 out of 10. And this is only because I played it with you guys. If I were to play this game solo, the game's score would definitely be much, much lower. Probably like close to a 6.
Ooh, dang, all right.
Yeah, like lower.
Oh,
all right.
Nice of you.
Hey, because I mean, you can still play with randoms online too. It could be better, but yeah, if this is a solo player experience,
that's it. It's game over.
maximum 6, because the game still boots properly. Hey, that's a positive, right? Game open.
At least the game doesn't crash.
Yeah. So.
Oh, Tubby had crashing.
Oh, you're right.
He did. All right.
90% of the time, it works.
It was only like once though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So 7 out of 10. My final score next.
Right. So this game. this game isn't bad, but it's definitely not the greatest either. But it's still playable. I'll give it that. Like, as much as I am harping on the game, you can still play it and you can still have a decent time. With friends. Solo, not too sure. Haven't played it solo, but with friends, it depends on how you make of it. But there's just a lot of things that did break the experience, like the AI. How they just don't know what they're doing. And then, the constant, almost cheap feeling one-shots, you get from the enemies without any sort of, heads up. The occasional oddities where games would act weird where you can't connect, or you'd have issues connecting to a game, or the fact that you can't take a break if you gotta do something, And,
laundry list.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, and then, but then, there's also some good stuff about the game too. The customization, the gunplay is very nice. I really did thoroughly enjoy the gunplay for sure. Like, there are some parts where, when you had that minigun and you're mowing down a whole horde of baddies, it felt really good. Like on that ferry part. I'm not gonna lie.
So like 10 zombies.
Yeah, you're right. But still felt good. Or you had that one gun that you like. Anyways, but still though, there's so much more issues with the experience I've had. So even though it's not the worst game, it's definitely above average, which is why I'm giving it a 6.5.
All right.
Because it's still playable, don't get me wrong, but there's just so much more they could do.
It's definitely no Double Kick Heroes.
No, I'd rather play this game than Double Kick Heroes, all right?
I had to look at my score. I can't go below
You
that.
said you said you'd rather play this than Double Kick Heroes, right?
Yeah, I'd rather play this game, Back for Blood, than Double Kick Heroes.
Okay.
God.
Oh yeah, definitely. 100%.
Yeah. And 6.5 for me. So next.
All right. Well, what can I say? Really, what can I say? The AI, the map design, the repeated dialogue from the characters, the badly infected game, the ridden or whatever they're called, the alright card system, and mediocre finales makes me want to give this game a. Well, in fact, it would be lower. The only reason, like Tubman and Tubby said, I only like this game as much as I did because we were playing.
Yeah.
If it was solo out, it would not get the score.
No.
So for co-op, I give it a 7 out of 10. It really makes me feel like playing Left 4 Dead.
There you go.
Yeah, you want to play some Left 4 Dead after this? I haven't installed.
It's funny because you could easily install it in like 10 minutes or less. Probably 5 minutes or less because of the size of the game.
Yeah, it's like 7 gigabytes or something.
All right. So, with that said, Back for Blood gets our final average rating of 20.5 out of 30, or 68.3%. So it's like
That's like above average.
Yeah, it's getting above average, almost to the good mark in the 70s.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, the fact that we had to change one of the questions to actually add more points to it.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
That just shows like how much of a love-hate relationship we have with this game. It's like all of us really want to like this game, but there are just so many things stopping it from like achieving greatness. So, but it is better than Double Kick Heroes. So it's always a positive.
I'll take that.
Yeah. All right. Bonus mystery question time. A random bonus mystery question has been prepared ahead of time, but no one knows who or what the question is for real this time. Bonus mystery question asker. Ask us your question.
Who's the bonus? Oh! Oh, shoot!
It's you?
Okay. It's me? What the heck?
I thought it was Shai Shen.
Yeah, well,
just bring him in for a question.
All right, I'm gonna call him up. Okay, okay. So, given your experiences with zombie co-op shooters, what would be your ideal dream zombie shooter in the past. So you can take elements. As far as I remember, you can take elements from Left 4 Dead, Back 4 Blood, World War Z, whatever. Call it zombies.
Okay.
What would be your dream zombie shooter? You would never get bored of if it had all those elements in it and they were polished perfection and all that. What would you put in your ideal zombie game?
Oh, that is tough. Oh man,
I
already have my answer. Woo,
All right.
you ready? 3 words.
Okay,
Or maybe one of them's a number, actually.
just go for it. Yeah.
Sorry, 4 words. No,
All right,
2
4
words, 2 numbers.
Which one?
Let's all pronounce together. Left 4 Dead 3.
You know what?
I mean,
He's got a point there.
there's no way. Like Left 4 Dead 3, modernize the graphics. Maybe borrow the horde mode of World War Z to really like intensify it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, Left 4 Dead 3, like they're I mean, if the fact that this video is probably like half of it is just us gushing about Left 4 Dead as a whole just shows how this is like not even a Back 4 Blood review. This is a Left 4 Dead commentary with a little bit of Back 4 Blood bashing.
I know. I better see some Left 4 Dead footage still playing.
Dude, yeah, Left 4 Dead 3, more maps, maybe add some weapon variety to it. I honestly wouldn't change too much about the formula. Like they just have to kind of expand a little bit more on it. Not to the extent of what Back 4 Blood try to do, because I do like that simple pick up and play aspect of it. I think it's great. The mod community themselves would supply content to the game. Just get us the base game.
Yeah, and then the modders will take the rest.
Yeah,
Valve knows what they're doing with these kind of things. They actually can do it.
Yeah, and then I think Tim, I think you know what I would say for like a close second though. But I'll just end my turn here and say next.
All right. So for my ideal zombie game, it would pretty much be the accessibility, the ease of use, all the the campaign design, character design, sound design, all that stuff, from Left 4 Dead, right? But then the horde mechanics, like you said, of World War Z, because God, it's something about seeing all those zombies just running at you. It strikes the fear in your heart. But imagine that with the gameplay of Left 4 Dead. Oh my goodness! And then maybe to some degree, maybe some of the gunplay mechanics from Back 4 Blood. Not the whole customization part, but just the way the guns feel and handle. God,
okay,
it's so good.
Fair
yeah.
enough.
But like, if they're gonna do customization, do it like Left 4 Dead 2, like at most some lasers, some basic lasers, optional dual wielding of pistols, and then at most fire or explosive ammo, or
so you want Left 4 Dead 3?
Yeah, essentially. But then maybe optional ideas for like barricading places, like Call of Duty Zombies, or for like a wave-based shooter. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But yeah, those are my ideas of a zombie game I'd love to see. So yeah. Left 4 Dead 3. All right, next.
Okay. So, my ideal game, if I had to pick one, so I would have the gunplay from Killing Floor 2, because it has like some of the best gunplay.
Okay, I'm so ashamed I didn't think of Killing Floor.
Disrespect, you're down. That's it. You're out of here.
I'm sorry, I'm out. All right, see you later.
I would have the movement of Apex Legends, because that's like the best movement in the FPS game.
Oh, dude. Okay.
Then I would tie this in with Left 4 Dead 2 in terms of like map design and everything else. The sound, like not the sound. Well, I mean, the sound design,
all the
and
good
also,
stuff.
all the good stuff that wasn't in Back 4 Blood. So I would have that.
Oh my gosh, that actually sounds like a fun, like crazy.
All three of those combined. Dude. And to top it off, to bring this into the next generation,
Battle Royale. I was like,
I would have the option, but it has to be built up for it, to have it in VR.
Okay, give that players options.
You know what? That makes sense, because a lot of games are now having like VR mods and like VR compatibility to them.
Battle Royale.
Yeah,
That's pretty
this
good.
one,
No, please no battle royale. I'm sick of battle royales.
this one would be what the VR would be. A selling point to get a lot of other people into VR.
Yeah.
But I also like it so you don't have to do. It's like like Phasmophobia.
Yeah.
Like it adds another
Yeah.
experience that makes you curious and tempts you to get VR. I think this would be the same thing with Left 4 Dead. Especially, I feel like Tubby might be like tempted to like finally like if it was like a Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, might get VR just for
It
that
actually
game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So all three of those combined, that would be perfection.
That would actually be crazy.
Oh,
Time.
that sounds like fun.
And then the wow movement of Apex,
Oh,
gunplay of Killing Floor 2, but then everything else that's good in the aspects of Left 4 Dude, that would be crazy. Oh my goodness, I cannot begin to fathom how chaotic that would be. And then the zombies can also match your movements, right? Because they're known to be able to get to you wherever you are. Dude, that's gonna be a crazy time. I'd like to see that. All right, if any developers watching this video, by any chance, please make it happen. I'd love to see that.
The closest thing that we might get is Dying Light 3 or 2. Dying Light 2,
Probably.
my bad.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that has like the
The
movement
It has the
and that has
parkour and all that.
yeah, that's like the closest thing.
that is
But it doesn't
true.
have the gunplay of Killing Floor 2.
I actually don't remember the gunplay of Dying Light.
What gunplay?
Drop
Melee.
drop kicking.
It's drop kicking it in melee, that's it. Guns were just a suggestion,
It was-
not a requirement.
good.
No, it was fun. I never had a great time with that game.
I was watching you guys stream it. Drop kicking thing.
Dang. You know what? You know what else would maybe have gotten me to get a VR?
Hmm.
This was going to be my other option if not Left 4 Dead 3. It would be like, remember Call of Duty Zombies? How we always talk about it, man, like making that into its
like
own
why don't they
series.
just like have it? Yeah, make it a standalone. That's what people
Make it a
get-
standalone and make it
And
VR.
Yeah, why
It
can't
would
they?
be pretty
They
fun.
Have, they have the technology. Just do it.
Nah,
Technically, they do, and that game that Tellman has in Pavlov.
Oh yeah, huh?
There is and you said they have like the Call of Duty maps and the actual zombies and stuff.
Only if you go to a modified game, yes. But for the most part,
it's very limited.
it's very limited, just built in. But if you found yourself in a custom game, yeah, they do have the Call of Duty maps. Some of them in Pavlov.
I want
but
all of them.
Well, it's few and far between. So I was lucky to just find that one out of all my time online on Pavlov. So
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 in VR.
Yay!
Which is apparently really good.
Yeah.
oh, is it?
I can't play it though. I don't have an Oculus.
I seriously hate the fact that they actually made it an Oculus exclusive.
That's pretty
Like
smart.
seriously?
We'll play it by them.
That's
Yeah, but
evil.
I don't-
That is evil though.
Evil.
Resident Evil.
That's like wait. Anyway, that's not going on topic.
All right. Okay.
I'm done.
Okay, and that concludes this episode of Video Game Book Club. Thank you, Tailman, for that bonus mystery question, by the way.
Yep.
So, thank you for tuning in, and thank you, Tailman and Nakuso, for participating in this Video Game Book Club. Thank you guys for coming out here. I kind of wish we had a fourth person, but
Thank you.
it's okay.
It's the trio, baby.
Bet.
The Three Musketeers bet. All right, we're shy.
All right. As always, everyone's links to their YouTubes, Twitches, Twitters, and social media will be in the description box below. Take care. Have a good one, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Video Game Book Club. Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye. See ya.
Track you down and hear the truth coming straight from you. Never knew where you had run your only son. The child you never knew I could have been so wrong. And the only thing I'm sure I wish I never cared. If you did, you wouldn't try to be there.